There was a time I absolutely hated the version of me. Not because I hated myself, but I really hated how other people perceived me. Because I was this ugly gaming nerd that no one respected, no one wanted to be around. Only my quote unquote gamer nerd friends wanted to be around me. And I knew I had more in me. It always just pissed me off, man. It truly pissed me off knowing that I have so much potential. I see something in me that other people don't see. And it was just heartbreaking. And in this video, I just want to talk about this topic. I want to speak about creating a new life, creating a new you. I'm going to help you create an alter ego. Because, for example, my name is Junaid, but on YouTube, I'm Men Influencer. Men Influencer is my alter ego. The way I speak on YouTube is quite different compared to how I speak in real life to my mates, my friends. And you need to have alter egos in all realities of your life. You need an alter ego in business. You need an alter ego in dating. You need an alter ego when you're speaking to your friends, when you're speaking to your family, when you're even speaking to yourself. Because a lot of people underestimate the power of speaking to yourself. Let me take myself as an example. I was 14 and a half when I was like, enough is enough. I know I have so much more potential. I know that I want to live a life way beyond the life that most people around me want to live. Because I grew up in the Netherlands. I was the only Pakistani Muslim guy in my class, full of white people, right? And a lot of them were amazing people, but I did not grow up with the same privileges like them. Sometimes I wish I did, at least back then. I wish I had the same opportunities like them. I wish I was respected and accepted in the same way like them. But reality is, I wasn't born in the same situation like them. I was born in an immigrant Pakistani family in the Netherlands. I was born without respect. I was born without any money. I was born without the looks, without the status, and even my communication skills weren't on par. So I really didn't have the privileges. So it's always quite easy for people that are good looking. It's very easy for people that have lived an easy life to tell other people, just be yourself. Everything will be alright. Well, if I told my younger self to just be myself, I'd still be a fucking loser. I'd still be a gaming nerd, playing a lot of video games, live a average, mediocre loser life, and I knew that's not something I wanted to live. I knew I had way more potential because I truly believed in me. I knew I had this fire, this spark inside of me that wanted more out of life. And if you're someone that's watching this video, you can probably relate with this. I don't care what your background is. I don't care who you are. If you are someone that wants more out of life, it does not matter in what part of life, this video will help you to reach the next level. And the reason I'm saying this is because I've done it. Every single time I tackle a problem, every single time I have a vision or a dream, I make it happen. Not because this dream or passion or whatever I want to achieve is too far-fetched, but it's because now I've got a blueprint. I know exactly how to make stuff happen. I know exactly how to speak to myself. I know exactly how to command respect from every single person. And this is what I want to tell you in this video. I want to help you create a new version of you. Fuck your old self. That old self of yours, he's in the past now. It's quite funny. A lot of times people still like to bring this old version of me back, especially older classmates. They're like, yeah, I can't believe you changed so much. Well, that was the old me. Now I'm a different beast. And now it's time for you to reach your next level. So, as I'm going to help you understand on how to build a new version of you, I do quickly want to touch on my story just to give you context. So, just like I previously mentioned, was grown and born and raised in the Netherlands. I lived until 17 and a half years old. And when I was young, I was a very good looking kid. You know, like one of those cute little babies, cute little kids. When I used to go to the barber, for example, with my mom, all of these ladies, they were like, yeah, he's so adorable. He's so cute. So from a very young age, I knew how it feels to be attractive. I knew how it feels to get attention. But then as I grew older and I reached my teenage phase, I got into this awkward phase. As guys, we're so focused on playing video games. Ended up getting glasses, and I wasn't really sociable. I wasn't really socializing with people. I was just focused on me, just focused on the games, hanging out with a couple of friends, and just the basic teenage life. But that quickly changed as I started to grow up, as I was trying to get more attention from my peers. I quickly realized that no one really respected me in the way that I wanted to be respected. When I said I'm gonna do something, when I said, yeah, I'm gonna get a six-pack, when I said I'm gonna look better, when I said I'm gonna become rich, a lot of people started laughing and doubting me. I was like, hold on a minute. These people don't have the same ambitions like me. These people don't even want to live a similar life like me. And how dare they tell me that I can't reach my goals? It kind of pissed me off, It lit a fire inside of me that at the time I didn't know would help me reach the level that I'm at today. Because a lot of times, there's a lot of privileged people in this world. Even myself, I know my privileges. Being born in the Netherlands, a European, amazing country, is a privilege. Because my dad, he had to work his ass off to get us to this position. And for me, not trying, for me, not putting my potential out there, feels like I failed my dad. I failed my whole generation. That's how I feel. But then there's a lot of people that have been grown into these privileges and they just simply don't see it themselves. They simply don't care. And for those people, this video is obviously not made for you. This video is made for the person that has said enough is enough. I hate the current version of me. I hate being disrespected. It's time for me to level up and reach a new me, a new level of you. This is a video for you. And the way that I've done this, the way I've created this alter ego, it always starts in your mind. Everything you do starts in your mind. When I used to speak to myself, luckily because I grew up being very good looking when I was very, very young, I knew how it feels to be good looking. When I was very young, my mom always told me I'm very intelligent. And I always proved it in school, in education, because we grew up in Schilderswijk in the Netherlands. That's like, at the time, it was the worst ghetto area of the Netherlands, right? And before that, we lived in a different area, which was a bit better. But in this area, pretty much all of my classmates were Turkish and Moroccans. So I always was the outsider anyways, So that's been something that was part of my identity throughout my whole life. And I feel like a lot of people watching this can probably relate with that. What ended up happening is that everyone in Groep 8, that's like Group 8, when we're like 11, 12 years old, we have to do this test before we go to high school. Everyone got mediocre grades. But then when it comes to me, I pretty much got one of the best grades in the whole of the Netherlands. How do you think that made me feel? That just fed into my bias, where my mom always used to tell me I'm very intelligent. Now I've got something to prove it. The stats don't lie. And the same goes with my looks. Even though other people did not see the looks, deep down, I always knew that I do have the looks. I do have the potential. And this is something that a lot of people just simply don't understand. You have to speak to yourself in a positive way. You need to believe your delusion. A lot of times people are like, don't be delusional, don't be arrogant. I'm actually the complete opposite. Every single time I tell myself I'm amazing. Every single time I feed into my delusion. Not in the way where I'm like, yeah, I'm perfect, so I don't have to do anything. I feed into my delusion now in the way where like, I've told myself I'm amazing and now I've got to prove it to myself. I'm not sure about you, but I've got this voice in my head that tells me that I need to make stuff happen. This voice in my head says, you're amazing. You need to prove to me that you are amazing. And this voice, this alter ego in my head, is the person that I'm constantly feeding. Because if I reward him, if I tell him that, if he tells me I am amazing, and in return, what I do is I show him that I'm amazing, he will boost my confidence. He will elevate my life. And a lot of people don't really speak to the voice in their head. They don't really speak to themselves. And that's why your mindset is extremely important. That's why your mindset is key. And no one really wants to speak about this. People always want to speak about the instant results. People constantly want to speak about the X, Y, and Z hacks to make stuff happen. But that's not how you change your life. You change your life by starting from within. And the first step is with your mindset. All right, so now we've covered the mindset aspect. Your mindset is extremely key. If you master your mindset, you're a lot closer to not only being the person you want to be, living the life you want to live, but also feeling like you deserve that type of lifestyle. A lot of times people don't feel like they're worthy of a certain type of lifestyle. They don't feel like they're worthy of being respected, worthy of being seen in a certain way. But if you feed into this delusion, into your mindset like this is the first step to get to that point. Every single successful CEO, every single successful business person that I've ever met, every single successful artist, successful individual, it does not matter in what field, every single one of them is delusional. I'm so fucking delusional and arrogant, and I'm proud of that. I know a lot of people get insecure when they hear this word of, why saying arrogant? Arrogance is a negative connotation. Yeah, it is a negative connotation. And I don't mean in such a way where I am delusional in the sense of like, I'm going to restrict myself and this is the type of life I'm living. The reason I'm saying arrogant is to piss people off. Because I'm so fucking confident that people cannot comprehend someone being this confident. And therefore, he must be delusional and arrogant. And I live and thrive of the energy of other people. If other people tell me, you're so arrogant, I'm like, yes, I'm fucking arrogant. And this is the type of mindset you need to have. Not because I am actually arrogant, because I'm so confident in myself and my ability. I fed into this delusion. I fed into this person, this alter ego in my mind that's constantly telling me that I'm amazing and anything and everything I do works in my favor. Because I've constantly showcased to this individual, this person, this voice in my head that, look, whatever you want to do, you can do it. And I'll put in the time and effort to make it work. And every single time I've really tried, I've made it happen. How do you think that will make me feel? Fucking confident. And that's how I want you to feel as well. You cannot reach the highest echelon without having this sort of confidence within you. Because no one is going to come and save you. No one gives a fuck about you. No one really cares. Everyone is selfish. Everyone's all about me. But what about you? You need to prioritize you. It's time for you to showcase to yourself that you are worth it. It's time for you to showcase to yourself that you are that guy, that you have what it takes. And the only way you can do this is by speaking to your mind. If you believe in this delusion, if you're so confident in yourself, if you know that anything and everything that you touch, if you put in the time and effort and put in the time and action, you make it into reality. How do you think you will feel? You can just simply hear it in my energy and my voice. You cannot fake this type of confidence. You cannot fake this type of lifestyle. You cannot fake being so full of yourself. You cannot fake being so in love with yourself, because this all comes from hard work. There's a lot of people that want the easy way out. There's a lot of people that just wish to be loved. No, nobody in this world deserves to be loved, especially as a man. Us men don't get any sort of love. Us men don't get any sort of respect until we prove ourselves. That's just the reality of this world, man. It's only gonna get harder. Only 20% of men on dating apps even have a slight chance. Only 3 to 5% of men are even considered as attractive or husband material. And this world is only gonna get worse. And I don't want you to be one of those people that gives up. I don't want you to be like the previous version of me, just like the 80% of the people. I want you to turn into the 1%, That 1% that people will call delusional, people will hate, people will call arrogant, but he makes stuff happen. Because that's the type of mindset you need to have if you want to become this type of person. And let me tell you one thing. Obviously, I'm talking about the previous version of me. And I was 14 and a half years old when I started to improve myself. And sometimes you've got these people, they're like, yeah, well, you were young, you were still a baby, so it doesn't really count. And it doesn't really matter what age you are. Because I know a lot of people that start quite late and they still make amazing stuff happen. Like, I've got this Turkish friend of mine, Ilker. He started in his, I think, mid-20s, and now he just turned 30, and he reached his next level of self-improvement. He's so much more confident. The other day, I was speaking to him, and I was like, bro, you almost sound like me now. You literally have this confident aura all around you, and I'm so fucking proud of him. I know that people always think that other people will hate on you for being confident and arrogant, or at least like this perceived arrogance that insecure people see our confidence as. But I will never hate on the other guy's confidence. If I see some other guy working hard, being extremely confident, I'm so happy for him. That's just the part of life that most people don't see. You'll never hate on someone that is doing less good than you. Like, the only people that hate on you are people that are doing worse than you. And the same goes with confidence. I'll never hate on someone that's trying to uplift his confidence, trying to become a better and stronger individual. I'll never hate on someone like that. And this just goes to show it does not matter what your age is, as long as you're willing to put in the time and effort and you feed into your own delusion. By putting in the effort, you have a game plan, you feed into your mind, tell yourself that you're amazing, you'll reach this next level. And I do want to quickly mention one thing about Ilker, because, for example, he had initially, when he started his self-improvement journey, he instantly started to see a lot of results, but then he kind of plateaued for a very long time. He kind of stopped a little bit, focused on other stuff, so it slightly went down, which in any financial market you usually tend to call like a consolidation phase. But then now he has his next leg up, now he has his next level up, and that's just how life works. Even myself, initially when I started, when I was 14 and a half years old, I initially had a good spike. And then for a good period of time, I kind of plateaued until I would say like a year ago. Even though every single year I've kind of like grown a little bit, last year I really grew a lot. And that's the beauty of life. As long as you are willing to put in the work, good stuff will come. As long as you are willing to put in the work, stuff will happen. A lot of times people don't want to work for something for a long period of time. They want the quick results. And in the financial markets, they say time in the market over timing the market. Stop trying to time the market. Stop trying to time, okay, yeah, if I do this or if I do this, now I'll get the results. Try to do everything over a long enough period of time, you will see the results. This is the type of mindset you need to have. These are the type of wisdom nuggets you need to perceive. And this is how you can become you. How you can become the next level of you. Stop hating yourself. Stop hating your life. Let other people hate on you. Because this is the type of person you want to be. I've gone to a point right now, even if I say, yeah, the problems I have as a good looking guy, a lot of women are starting to hate on me. I made a post on TikTok the other day talking about how about the downsides of handsome men. I got hundreds and hundreds of posts of women hating on me, telling me, yeah, is handsome in the same room like us? Just like, girls hate on other girls. They'll start to hate on you as well if you reach a certain level that makes them feel insecure. Because deep down, they want a man like this. They want a capable, strong, masculine man, but they know that they're not worthy of him. And therefore, instead of just ignoring it, they just cannot help but hate. They can't help but hate on a successful kid. They can't help but hate on a successful man. And I want you to reach this level as well. And the last thing I want to talk about before we end this video is energy. Your energy is very important. The people you hang out have a huge impact on your energy. When I started to level up, a lot of the friends I used to hang out with slowly just faded away. Not because I hate them, I wish them nothing but success. And I'm sure a lot of them wish me nothing but success. But people change, and people sometimes level up, or sometimes people have different life priorities, which is completely fine. I know my brother, for example, he says, yeah, you don't really have childhood friends anymore. I was like, yeah, I don't, because I leveled up. I wish I had the privilege like other people where I did not have to level up, so I would have the same childhood friends like the rest of the people. But I did not have those privileges. I wish I grew up in a situation where I did not have to level up, where I did not come from nothing, where I had to build myself into someone, and where previous friends lost touch, where I outgrew previous friends, but I did not grow up in such a privilege. So this whole idea of people saying, yeah, you need to hang out with the real ones, hang out with the ones that you've been friends with for a long period of time. Well, if they're willing to level up with you, great. But sometimes the people that you once used to hang out with don't share the same ambition. They don't want to level up. They don't want to become that guy. And then it's perfectly fine to move up. It's perfectly fine to move on. And this is why your energy is so important. Nowadays, I'm so focused on who I spend time with, who I give my energy to. For example, I haven't even used public transport in London for over a year. Anywhere and everywhere I go, I just go by car because I don't want to be around people that can bring my energy down. I found this peace and this elevative mindset where I only hang out with winners. Every single person around me is a winner, and therefore I do want to make sure that the people that I give my energy to are also one of them. I want to only hang out with people that uplift my energy, and this is key if you want to live a life that you love. This is key if you don't want to be hated. And that's why if you are a man that wants to reach the next level, if you are someone that currently hates your life and you're like, hey, it's time to level up me, it's time to focus on your energy. Be very mindful and careful who you give your energy to, because there's a lot of people that will drain your energy. Matter of fact, 99% of people will drain your energy. You only have to find the 1% that doesn't drain your energy, and this will help you to level up and live the life that you always wanted. And that's pretty much the end of this video. If you want more content like this, let me know in the comment section down below. Please subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.